cases and just the ease of which, regular folks, people who, go to Walmart. There are 150 million Americans who use Walmart online or in person every week, can now actually have crypto in the very same app. They can buy it, they can hold it, they can store it, they can trade it if they want. And then when they want to go pay for something, they can, turn it into cash and like we said, go, OnePay is actually integrated into the checkouts of Walmart. So it is, I think, a milestone in that case, Carl.
All right, Hugh, thank you.
To President Trump, you saved the world from a religious Nazi regime having nuclear weapons. God bless you. God bless the men and women of Epic Fury. God bless the 7 who failed. Let's finish the job.
See, Lindsey Graham just said of your remarks that you made in the Oval Office that if you keep talking like that, quote, this will be a disaster worse than Obama's decision to leave Iraq.
No, Lindsey Graham would like to stay in the Middle East for the next 1,000 years with thousands of soldiers and fighting other people's wars. I want to get out of the Middle East. I think Lindsey should focus right now on judiciary like the Democrats. The do-nothing Democrats, as I call them, because they're doing nothing. They're getting nothing done. They're not getting USMCA done between Canada, the United States, and Mexico. They're getting nothing done. And I think Lindsey should focus on judiciary. He ought to find out about what happened with Comey, what happened with McCabe, Lisa, what happened with Peter Strzok, what happened with President Obama, what happened with Brennan. That's what Lindsey ought to focus on. That's what the people of South Carolina want him to focus on. The people of South Carolina don't want us to get into a war with Turkey, a NATO member, or with Syria. Let them fight their own wars. They've been fighting for 1,000 years.
Tried to kill me. Wallstreet tried to bury me.
The people of South Carolina
God
want to
had
see
another
those
plan.
troops come home. And I want an election based on that. And that's the way it is. Whether it's good or bad, that's the way it is.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. Another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. I appreciate you tuning in for this week's Scriptures in Wall Street. Happy to be here. Amazing phone calls this week from you guys. Thank you for the nice letters in the actual mail. Some of you out of the country and sent awesome stuff. Some of you have been faithful listeners for a while. So we appreciate the calls. Some amazing conversations. Many of you have been traveling. Many of you have called and said, hey, I don't know what to do with this IRA. I don't know what to do with this 401k. The markets are crazy. My Edward Jones guy is just kind of like off the shelf here. Really doesn't align with my values. And some of you folks have just experienced some crazy market drawdowns. And I want to talk about clients' experiences. Obviously, I can't say names, but situational things that that one story could really impact your situation and you could benefit. And without going more into like the weeds and personal details, I just want to talk about situations so that you can learn, so that you can see, hey, this is really going on. Maybe it resonates with you. And if it does, if anything I say resonates with you, just give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at cortezwm.com. More importantly, everything on this podcast is meant for information and education purposes only. I am not giving investment advice, even though I am a licensed financial advisor. Please don't take everything that I'm saying as investment advice. Don't take anything as investment advice. But if you would like investment advice, give us a call, 813-448-3446, where I personally can look at your portfolios. I can look at pretty much everything that you're doing and give you advice if that's what you want, if that's what is suitable for you. We do offer green money, which are fixed products that have guarantees on your principal. So yes, we are hybrid advisory. We believe in safe money, and we also believe in calculated risk. We also believe that you should have liquidity, and those things should align with your faith. Those things should align with your values. You shouldn't have to be worrying about funding this war in Iran. You know, these bombs that are killing innocent girls in schools and causing gas prices to go through the roof. Guys, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm really tired of doing something for America, like in America. Like, when are we going to have war on the stupidity of common sense? When are we going to just do something for United States inside of United States? Like, everything has been world police. Everything has been geopolitical. And I understand that we have to make a statement. I understand that we are strong. I understand that we're the world police. I get all that. But I feel like we are missing a boat. You know, as a Spanish kid growing up, my father fought for our country. Um, American, I would say. I was born here in North Carolina. And although I am Southern, I'm Spanish to the bone. So I'm a hybrid. That's why I'm in Florida. I love being conservative. I love being Latino, and I love being Southern. It's great. But you know, as much as I brag about that, there's children here that didn't have the opportunity that you and I did. They didn't have the opportunity to have a mom and dad. They didn't have the opportunity to have a father figure that showed them who Christ was, and that it wasn't really the size of your wallet that mattered. It was the legacy that you're living for your family. It wasn't about the job title that you carried, more so how you titled yourself and carried yourself in the home. It wasn't about the dollar that you made. It was the character that helped you make that dollar. And so God will never question how many millions you've made. He'll question the character it took to make those millions. And that's what I love about Jesus, is that he never said that you need to be poor. He never said that you need to be passive. He never said that you need to have a tight grip on money. Actually, he cursed it. He said the love of money is the root of all evil. So we want to make sure that we're not falling in love into money. And more importantly, we're not trusting money than more so how we trust God. As I speak to many of you folks today, I hear it in your voice. The panic, the fear. You're down to your last $200,000, and you're only 60 years old, maybe 70 years old, and you're wondering how it's going to last you. Well, the attitudes, the mindset, the patterns that we've had put us in this spot where now we have to stress test the portfolio and possibly take more risk at an older age and need a professional to generate some income for you when we're really having a hard time doing it because your money is probably going to run out before the expenses hit. So we need to understand that retirement is about really two things. It's about income and consistent income. So what I mean by consistent income is that there has to be some safety involved. So it's got to be de-risking your portfolio and creating income. There is no retirement without income. And so we talk about silver all the time. I have this stack of silver. I keep saying I'm going to put it away, and I don't. It was meant to be a prop, and that's all it's been here. And just so you know, silver bars aren't traded at spot. They're traded about $10 below spot. So, you know, as the time of recording, these are going for $90. The spot price on 90. So I should probably be able to get 80 for these. So yeah, they're at a discount. So don't get butthurt, guys. If you call your silver guy or your silver gal or Cornerstone and they say a price that's $10 and you got silver bars and you have these Nadir, I mean, these are high quality bars from the refinery and the Deers. Yeah, they're going for about $10 under spot price. And so there's a difference between spot price and the melt price, physical price. And by the time you do sell it, the price has changed. And it gets locked in. And that's the problem, guys, is that people still stay in precious metals thinking that it is worth the value that they see on their screen or the value that they calculated. But by the time you actually fulfill that order, that price has changed. And most of the time, it's yesterday's price for today's price. So I want you to understand, as they increase the dollar, don't you think that they can lower the cost of silver down to make some more missiles? If you believe they can manipulate the dollar, what is inverse relation? What is directly inverted or in an inverse relationship, I would say, with the dollar? It is silver. So why not pump up the dollar and get all the silver that no one can get right now and squeeze the little guy out, frantically selling, because Mr. John Simpson said over here for the 30 years that we've been saving silver since it was $7 an ounce, boy. And you're never supposed to sell it. You're supposed to get it in there and put it in your gun safe and never, ever touch it. Like, this is the mindset of many Americans. I love them, and they're right. I daggone believe they're right, but hey, at some point, you got to sell because this is not creating an income for you. Just like my real estate property. Man, do they suck right now. Tenants are terrible. Every single week there's a new work order. Oh, the fence broke. Oh, the duct tape is falling off of the air ducts, the metal tape. The door is squeaky. The mailbox needs to be painted. I mean, just on and on and on, right? So you got to have an income. You got to have an income in retirement, guys. So everybody's trying to build wealth through NVIDIA stock and silver and all this red money tactics, and they're building wealth and building wealth. They forget the main thing. The main thing is that as we get older, there needs to be some safe component to our retirement. Doesn't mean that we stop growing our asset. Doesn't mean we don't make money. All it means is that we have the ability to protect our money when the markets are going down, make money when the market goes up, and when the market goes sideways, we're either protecting our money or growing our asset. So we're flipping the coin to the point where it's 77% of the time, 3/4 of the time, I would say, we have the ability to either protect our money or grow it. The stock market only goes 3 ways, guys. It goes up, down, and sideways. Most of you that are in red money only win 1/3 of the time. You only win when the market goes up. And you've set your portfolio up the same daggone way. Oh, we pray the market goes up. Why do we have to pray? How is that? How is prayer your retirement plan? God didn't call you to be lazy and stupid. He called you to be proactive, to be a steward. And to me, it's a steward. You are a steward when you already planned for the fact that, hey, we know the market goes 3 ways. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. And the major thing we need to understand is that we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose to the markets. But many of you have decided, I'm going to be in my Merrill Lynch, UBS, and Edward Jones account and Fidelity account because it's kept on going up because these money managers are great. And whenever they do bad, I just replace it with a new money manager and it will just keep on going. But boom, 2008 happens. And guess what? You may have not lost 27% or 47%, 42%. You've lost 27 because you were quote unquote diversified. Well, what if you had Jamie Dimon, the JP Morgan Chase guy, telling you, hey, he smells the signs of a 2008. Now, this guy's not a BSer. I think he knows a thing or two. regardless of if he is a Zionist. And we all think we have our own opinion about him. The fact that he's saying, hey, there's going to be another 08, guys, that should waken you up. I don't know if it's like you're lazy, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're slow. Look, that is up to you. But when you have Jamie Dimon and you look at the charts, it begs the question like, hey, what's going on here? Are you just scared? Markets will come down. So I don't know if you know this, but more than 11,000 Americans, I thought it was 10,000, are turning 65 every single day from 2024 to 27. Over 4.1 million people doing so annually. The surge is known as a peak 65. Represents the highest number of retirees in the U.S. history and expected to continue for the next few years as the baby boomers generation hits this milestone. So approximately over 11,000 people will reach the age of 65 during this peak 65 surge. By 2030, all baby boomers will be at least 65, and the number of Americans aged 65 and older is projected to reach $74 million. This is an increase from the previous decade where about 10,000 people were turning 65 daily. That's what I quoted here, but I had no idea there was about another 1,000 and a half more people retiring 65. Record-breaking. 4.1 million Americans may retire this year. So this is actually why I got into a retirement planning business, because I knew this in college. I studied retirees. I studied baby boomers, actually, because the baby boomers, when they first were born, if you looked at Gerber during World War II, right after the Great Depression, Gerber came out, baby food. And the whole thing is, in my business class, they said, as long as you provide for the baby boomers a solution, you will have a successful business. So in 1967, they came out with the Ford Mustang. Remax came out. After Remax came out, there was a lot of like nutraceuticals now. So nutraceutical companies, vitamin companies, anything that made you look younger. As these baby boomers were approaching 50, they wanted to look younger. The Ford Mustang came out. The Remax came out, I believe, in 40s or 50s, and then the Mustang came out in the 60s. So they wanted to feel young again. But more importantly, the vitamins, the nutraceuticals, the plastic surgeons, all these, like, anything anti-aging was booming back then. And also, they had to retire. So I became a retirement planner. I was only 18 years old, and I knew I wanted to be a retirement planner. This was when I was going to college. So I became a retirement planner based on a career outlook report by monster.com. I don't know if you guys remember monster.com. Monster.com was like a careerbuilder.com in the early 2000s. And they had like these cool reports of like sectors and industries, and like you just learn about different industries. And it was really popular when I was in college, because as a business major, I wanted to learn like different industries and what they were good at, and what they're known for, and kind of like some cool, interesting facts. Because as a marketing degree, I had to be well versed in pretty much all industries. So pretty interesting fact that the knowledge that you gain from just consulting with everyday Americans for 20 years, being a retirement planner in a high demand industry where there's not a lot of retirement planners that do what we do here, that have a podcast that is centered in faith, that understands your values and your needs. We want to make sure that you guys have that option. So we have the ability to talk the same way that you do, and to understand you, to understand, hey, I buy silver too. Like I don't go to the doctor and get vaccinated. I don't believe you should chop your penis off and call you a woman. I don't agree with my company's financial company turning into a gay website come June. I really don't understand why we're fighting other countries' wars when we have our own war within ourselves. I don't care what anyone says. Red, white, and blue and the cross is all I am about. Like, if you talk like that, then you're my people. And if you don't, that's okay too. We don't have to do business. I'm not here to cater to everybody's feelings. I don't want to be the most likable guy. That's never been me. I'm not here to be famous or popular. I'm just here to protect your money and grow it and speak life into your heart. If we can talk about Jesus and I can talk about money, I am geeked out. I am totally geeked out. And many people don't want to talk about any of those things, and that's okay. Because in business school, they told you not to talk about it. It's bad for business. It's bad for meeting new people. Like, that's what they teach us, guys. It's so annoying. As a matter of fact, I want to know your heart. Because if you're a client of mine, I'm going to be getting to know you for a very long time. So you might as well take all the junk that we don't like about each other right up front and talk about, real things. Speaking of real things, I'm going to tell you something really direct, and it's very powerful. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. I want to go ahead and talk about the bro investors. Trump says the Iranian war is nearly over. That doesn't solve the oil crisis. We're going to look at oil here in a second. Oracle stock jumps after earnings beat strong outlook. Oil plunges as confusion swirls after energy sector's tweet. U.S. stock futures wave amid Iran fallout with CPI on deck. Just look at some headlines here. Really nothing sticks out other than some distractions here. Again, the stock market is propped up by only a few certain stocks, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, the ones that steal all the headlines. Look, most active, Nvidia, NEO, American Airlines, HIMS, Ondas. I mean, literally, this is what the markets are doing. All right, so the bro investors, let's take a look at oil. Let's go and look at some charts, man. Screw the bro investors. Let's see what we got going on here. So this is crude oil, guys. All this stuff. Oh, oil plummeted. Oil plummeted. When did it plummet? That's a 5 minute. Sorry. When did it plummet? It shot up. Here we are. It actually went up to 119 a barrel, and it came back down. This was a price surge, obviously, all the volume. But guys, like this is not a sustainable candle. The volume just literally came back down. So yeah, we are seeing some 4 hours. So yeah, we still see a negative traffic lights here, short-term, midterm, long-term. Yep, this is going down. It is plummeting, 84. But why is that a shocker when we saw this massive inverted candle here? It's still going down. So we're probably looking at next support level. Oof. I like it at 76. Right now we're at 84. So yeah, we'll probably be at 76 right here, 78 support level. Then after that one, we have another zone around 67. Could you imagine if we see $67 a barrel on oil? So be very careful on this commodity, guys. I'll be on the lookout for this one. This is definitely going down right now. This is a 1 hour. Our short term is turning red here. And I don't really need to talk about 30-minute because that will expire by the time you watch this video. But on a 4 hour, yes, we do see a decline on oil. So your oil will start to get cheaper. I mean, it probably will be under $2 a gas at your gas pump soon. But who knows? If we're going to get boots on the ground on Iran, on Israel. Oh, man, that would be the day, right? Oh, shoot. Can't believe I just said that. Sorry. If we get boots on the ground in Iran, we could see some price hikes here. So just be cautious of, hey, this is a traded market. All right. Now, what's interesting is about commodities is that, guess what is also a commodity? What is traded on a commodity exchange? Oh, are you serious? Silver's traded on a Chicago Board Exchange? Now we're at 88.61. Man, this is a mess here. This is an absolute disaster, guys. Here's our 121 spike up, and then boom, it crashes all the way down to like $64. It looks like we got a got a pattern here, actually. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, this is silver. It looks like we got a triangle pattern right here. Coming here, right there. And so whenever there's a triangle pattern, there's typically a boom that breaks out. And I really feel that we could see some power coming out of here, some bullish power. Let me pull this up on another chart, actually. This is my clean chart, but let me go to other software here. All right. I want to talk about the S&P, but more importantly, silver is a hot topic right now because many of you guys still have silver, lots of it. And I highly recommend that you keep your silver, but we do need to take some profits out. So whatever that number is, that's up to you. And whatever you decide, if you want advice on your commodities, on your precious metals, give us a call, 813-448-3446. I will personally look at the charts with you on the timing of it. But just know that when you sell your precious metals, guys, it's not instant. Doesn't matter what broker you're at, even at your local coin shop. They're going to give you a price, and that price will get filled when it gets filled. And it does. There is a good lag time, about 10 days, for you to get paid on it because the refineries have to take the risk on it. So, not the refineries, the dealers have to take the risk on it. So this is silver. I got a buy signal on March 10th, which is today. So we're going to see silver just pop right back up, possibly over 100 again. Worst case scenario, we have a band, Bollinger Band right here at 94, around $95. So it could hit this band right here and come right back down. Could completely go up, and this moving average or this band, we're above the 200-day moving average. So we have this print here. So yes, I feel like the index is going to go up. We're very, very, very accurate with these buy signals. Look at the historicals on this. Every time it's come out, it's gone up. I mean, this is not PS, man. Every time. Right here, you got in. You could have sold up here. Right here, you got in. We got even a golden cross. You could have sold way up here. I mean, this software is just so powerful. Look at this. Buy signal, print, boom. We got a buy signal at 48, and it went 121. We got a buy signal right now at 84. Who knows what it is? It could hit another 100. But it's going to be manipulated. The other thing I want to show you is that silver is ultra manipulated because there's one thing that people forget to talk about, and it's the US dollar. The US dollar has ability to pop back up. So this is why silver has gone down. This is why silver is going up right now, because there's a decline in the dollar from its recent rally. This is very short-term lived. So as this goes down, you're going to see silver go up. As this dollar goes up from an all-time low. So here's the thing. Look at this dollar. The dollar has literally been going down for the past 5 stinking years. This is why silver and all precious metals have done very well. So since 2024, we had a bump, and then boom, it literally just crashed like in 24. And it popped back up December 25, and then it's just been on a slow decline. Not slow decline, but steady decline. Look at that decline, man. Holy cow. So we just see this silver just continue to go down. As the silver goes down, as the dollar goes down, your silver prices go up. But what happens at just like a normal stock, once it hits a certain bottom, like right here in 2023, let's go back to silver. Let's go to February 23. You see, we had silver just completely blue cross right here. $18, it shot up all the way to $23. Massive rally because the dollar went down. Dollar started going right back up. Silver price went screeching down all the way to 20. A lot of people bought here. And then when you bought here, you're grateful because it went to like 25. I remember that. That wasn't too long ago. That was in 23. So every time they lower the dollar, guys, or they raise the dollar, the silver's going to go down. So that's historical. So that's what we're seeing here is they pumped up the stock. They pumped up the dollar. And so silver went down. And now the dollar is getting pumped back up here. It's going down. So the dollar's going back down. Now the silver's going back up. And we'll constantly see this manipulation all the time. So how does that make you feel knowing that you got the silver here and people are relying on just keep on stowing it away, stowing away, stowing away? Very dangerous game, guys. This is why I say if you're older and you're retired, I would sell half of it. I would generate an income off the half that you sold. Keep the other silver, keep the other precious metals running for you, but you have to protect. Buying precious metals is red money. It's not protection. It is protection from a declining dollar, but the dollar has to decline every single year. And if it does decline every single year, then we got bigger problems than silver and money in general. If you want insurance on your money, then buy insurance on your money. Precious metals is not insurance on your money. It is a traded commodity, as I just explained. And the markets will continue to abuse you. All right. So speaking of the markets, let's look at VIXI. So we have VIXI here. We got a buy signal here. Volatility index is around 25 at the moment. So that means markets should continue to be volatile, mainly going down. But we have a blue cross here because this daggone thing has been at an all-time low for so long. It's trading at $32, so it has gone up a little bit. We got a death cross here. It'll be a good time to buy a call option at like 33. The average trading range on this puppy is about 226. So it's going to move about $2.26 a day. So you want to make sure if you buy a call option here, again, not investment advice, but this will be a good time to buy a call option because look how low we are right now with a blue cross right here. Crazy momentum. We got the war going on. Volatility index is skyrocketing. VIXI is a great one since you can't buy the volatility index. So we looked at the dollar. We looked at let's look at Bitcoin for our Bitcoin fans. Yeah, man, we are looking at another sell-off on Bitcoin. Holy cow. We are looking at a massive sell-off. We're at 69,000. Holy cow, where can we go here? Look at that drop. Oof. I mean, I could see Bitcoin going down to below sub 40,000. Seriously. There's just so much momentum going down, and it's that normal cycle. So for those of you that like to short Bitcoin, again, not investment advice, but there's SBIT. This is a good ETF. You can buy a call option on this puppy. So SBIT, if you short Bitcoin, this goes up when Bitcoin goes down. Very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous leverage ETF. Don't buy this with retirement funds. And if you buy this, you could lose a lot of money. So be very careful if you bought this. I would only buy this to hedge and only to trade. Right now we're at 54. 54. And the average trade range on this puppy is $5.50. So it could hit $59, no problem. So as Bitcoin continues to decline, this will go up. 54.38, the current price. So a strike price at 55 would be perfect. If 55, 56, 57, a 2-month or 3-month call option on this would probably be an amazing opportunity here in the future. Again, not investment advice. Do not invest in that. You will lose money if you don't time it right. So do not invest in what I'm saying. What I'm just saying for education information purposes only. It would be a pretty badass trade right here, to be honest. Again, not a recommendation, just something I wanted to talk about. For those of you that have called, XRP. A lot of clients have XRP because they think the banks are going to eventually take on XRP as a new technology, not knowing that they could just steal the technology and create their own. Because they've been doing that for how long now? Way before you and I have been in existence, that's for sure. So look at XRP, complete crap show right now. It is melting down like crazy. Let me get the actual dollar amount. So USD. Here we go. So we're at $1.37 right now. Yeah, we probably could hit the 50s if this thing continues to sell off. We could go down another 50% easily. The reason why, because the last home price before this explosion was at 53. So it wants to find a home, and that's been its home for so long that the price will go back to its home. I don't think it just goes up and stays stagnant and goes up again, not to come back down. So it is definitely going to come down from a fundamental standpoint. So be very careful if you have XRP. I wouldn't be hanging on to it here. I'd be selling. Again, not investment advice, just education purposes only, just my opinion. However, there is a point in time where you want to start buying the bottom. I just don't think we're at that bottom right now. So a lot of negative, a lot of red flow coming out on XRP. Be very careful. Also, the S&P 500, you know, I know we're starting to see a small little decline right now on the S&P 500. For those of you that like to make money when the S&P 500 goes down, you are my type of people. Because it's so easy to make money when the markets are going down, because it's so easier to see. So this has been going down. This actually makes money when the S&P 500 goes down. We just got a blue bar here, a blue signal. That means, like we say, it's fixing to do some things. So we're going to see some very good momentum here. A blue box basically warns us, saying that the price is about to hit the 200-day moving average, because there's just so much momentum, so much power. The oscillators are ringing off through the roof. We see a lot of buying power right now in this position. It's completely bullish. This is not good, guys. For people that have a 401k, IRAs, and they don't know this, they're going to get hurt, man. But yeah, market will eventually come down, and this is going to go up. Again, just like any other stock, this could be a touch and go where it just touches it. It hits this cup handle here. If it does come up, come back down, we will see a cup handle. And that is dangerous. We will see an ungodly amount of volatility. But there's also the ability where it can just come up and blow through that line. So we're just going to keep our eye on this. But I really think that S&P or SPX will do very well at $36. Dude, it hasn't been this low ever. So just that alone is worth it. So here we are. I mean, the SPX, if you want to make money on a market crash, this is where you go. The other one I do love that I'll trade options on as well is SQQQ. This is the NASDAQ, shorting the NASDAQ. I know it sounds crazy, but many people love hedging on. If you have the QQQs, which is a great ETF, by the way, this would be the inverse. So when your QQQs go down, this would go up. When the NASDAQ goes down, typically the NASDAQ 100, this is going to pop back up. So be very careful with the SQQQ. These are all great short stocks. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. So I really wanted to finish off here because the NASDAQ is going to be pushing up all the markets. We have the Magnificent Seven here. The Magnificent Seven has literally single-handedly been responsible for pretty much the growth of the past 3 years on the S&P, the IWM index, which is the Russell 2000, the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, pretty much all the major markets. NASDAQ, Dow Jones, sorry, I was forgetting someone, New York Stock Exchange, and the Russell 2000. We simply see nothing but growth. And call it AI, call it NVIDIA, call it whatever you want to call it. The fact of the matter is that we're hanging on by some strings, and it's not sustainable. Overall, the NASDAQ will get you the growth that is very powerful. But for many of you folks, you want this growth, but you can't afford the risk. So the whole reason why this podcast is important is because growing your asset is so important, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't draw an income from it. Now, there's a few ways to draw income. There's a new program out there called Structured Notes. It's not new, but these are securities, guys, and I'm not marketing securities, but it's very, very easy to make 10%. You can have 10% come in. So if you had $1 million portfolio, yes, $100,000 comes in, and your principal is managed. You're in a structured note. These are registered products. We are not advertising for them. I'm just letting you know for education purposes only. You see companies have notes that they issued in a structured way, not these non-security, non-regulated notes. Those are very dangerous. I'm talking about regulated structured notes. And it's very common for them to pay out 18 to 25% in interest, like a preferred bond or preferred stock, I would say, preferred stock. And as interest rates go down, they do have these principal barriers. So if the stock particularly stays at a certain level, that structured note will continue to pay. These aren't guaranteed products, but these are products. Structured notes are really good for someone that wants to sell their silver and make a 20% income dividend. Like, structured notes are the way to go. And I know I haven't really spoken about structured notes because honestly, I wanted to vet them. But now we have access to some big banks that are offering structured notes. You just got to give us a call because every day it changes. And there's a trade desk too. So by the time I talk about it, we got 20 people that want in at a 24% one and a 10% one. You can shop them around and you can start to generate an income from these structured notes. This would be considered yellow money. This is not green money. This is not guaranteed. None of this is guaranteed on the structured notes or yellow money. This is not an insurance product. And I'm not comfortable telling you what the actual current rates are. Depending on how risky you want to go, you can get up to 27%, 24% with a 50% barrier. So as long as that stock stays within that 50% barrier range, they will continue to pay that note. So it's pretty amazing. And you typically have time frames 1 to 2 years, 3 years, and that stock price has to stay within that certain range. So if you're interested in that and you have managed money and you don't want green money, then give us a call, 813-448-3446. These typically pay out every quarter to every month. So $1 million, you could generate anywhere from 100,000 to 240,000, historically speaking, right? Again, not guaranteed, but these are newer products I'm bringing to the table on the yellow money side. You just got to give us a call to make sure it's the right fit. We do charge for onboarding. Typically, it's $895 to onboard you either on the insurance side or on the asset management side. So full disclosure there. And there's plenty of documents. We do not charge hidden fees at all. Everything is written out. Everything is front. But yeah, you got to hire us in order for us to work for you. And But yes, we understand the markets. We understand that income, regardless of the war, you're still going to need income. And that's why I wanted to simply just say that be careful with your 401ks and IRAs, because right now you're in preservation mode or growth mode, but all roads lead to income. At some point, you got to start pulling income and you pulling withdrawals, utilizing as an income. So we want to make sure that you land to that summit safely. For many of you, that looks different. For many of you, you still have to grow the asset, and that's okay. So structured notes can be dangerous if they are not structured right. If you take way too much risk. So we don't want to take way too much risk. We want to make sure that you understand the risk and that you're getting compensated for the risk that you are taking. Many of you had banks talk about banks, and you had like CDs, and I don't understand why you have banks CDs. Maybe you don't know what to do with it, but these banks don't pay anything. They literally don't pay anything, and they're giving you scraps. More importantly, you don't even own the money in the bank account. So if you don't believe me, go ahead on your phone, pause this video before you like and subscribe, of course. Pause this video and ask your Google browser or internet browser, do I own the money in my bank account? And tell me what it says. Tell me what it says, guys. It basically says, legally, you don't own it. How does that make you feel? That you don't own the money in your bank account. Furthermore, I want you out of that language. All you got to do is just give us a call. We want to help you. 813-448-3446. Or you can go to greenmoneysolutions.com. Many of you have received inheritance, or you come in some money right now and you maybe be 45, 55 years old. You don't know what to do. Give us a call. We specialize in creating a plan that you don't even have to worry about it anymore. Let your money grow in a safe manner. Don't even get involved with the stock market. And even if you want to get involved with the stock market, we got some great traders on our team that can do hedge funds, that can do structured notes, that can manage a buy and hold, strategic flex portfolios, tactical manage, and risk tolerance based for portfolios that have done very well. I'm very proud of it. But you just have to give us a call. And when you do give us a call, we'll have a set time on when we can speak. And I'm basically going to ask you, have you seen The Color of Money podcast? I'm going to ask you your age, going to ask you your expenses. And I'm just going to ask you, what do you like or dislike about your current accounts? And I'll just let you have the floor. And I'll go into The Color of Money, and we'll go through that exercise, and we'll see how it relates to you. And a lot of times those conversations lead to hours and hours on end, and I just don't have time to spend 3-4 hours on every phone call. But I want to be there for you guys. I want to make sure that you're taken care of. I want to make sure that your money is working for you. I want you to understand that there is an opportunity out there in the green money where you don't have to lose. You don't have to be in the banking system. You do not have to be victim of a financial crisis anymore. So give us a call, 813-448-3446. More importantly, you can go to CortezWM.com, book an appointment there. And yeah, I'm really excited about helping many of you guys. And also, we are on different platforms. We have YouTube, we have Rumble, we have Spotify, and now Apple Podcasts, those 4. So please go to Rumble or YouTube and like and subscribe our channel. I'd really appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything. And we have the ability to monetize our channel. So thank you so much. Everybody's amazing. All the networks. God bless you. The notes I've received are awesome. I can't say names, but thank you so much to all of our listeners. And we love y'all. God bless, and we'll talk soon. Oh, actually, cut this in, Mike. Also, if you're looking to get in shape and lose weight and basically revitalize your mindset, your sleep, your muscles, then go to getmeleanusa.com. Get you some peptides. They're amazing. You can also subscribe to them on a very monthly basis. On an auto subscription, they give you a 10% discount if you do auto subscribe, but you can cancel anytime. They're made here in America, plant-based and animal-based peptides. Amazing stuff. So yeah, get you some Get Me Lean USA products, getmeleanusa.com products. I love them. I personally use the Fit, the Calm for my kids, and the Lean to keep the fat off, as well as some other peptides. But some good stuff. We want to keep America healthy and in shape. So go to getmeleanusa.com and get you a performance pack. Best way to cut it up. All right, guys, I'm out of here. God bless. Bye-bye.